We're going to be having our monthly family dinner day this weekend, just in time for Halloween next week. We usually do our family dinner day in October outside. We take it to the outdoors, we pull out the fire pit, make a fire, roast weenies for hot dogs, marshmallows for s'mores. The grandbabies carve their pumpkins for their jack-o'-lanterns, and we just have a good time outside. We do it in the evening, and at night, you know, it's dark, so I won't be filming that one because you probably won't be able to see very much. But there are a few things that I need to do in preparation for our family dinner day tomorrow. I'm going to make a couple of fallish type desserts. These will be new for the kids and the grandkids. They haven't tried these yet. I had one grandbaby ask for Rice Krispy treats. I have a recipe I want to use, so I did ask her first if she was willing to try those instead of the regular ones. She was pretty excited about it. So come on, go with me, and let's go see what's happening on the next episode of What in Tarnation is she doing in that kitchen today? But really, come on, go with me. Let's go see what's up. You know, I made a video the other day and it was making Mexican lasagna. Well, I'm going to make lasagna again today, but it's going to be entirely different. Today, we're going to be making a peanut butter cookie lasagna. Yeah, I was a little interested in that one too, but I'm going to tell you something, it looked delicious. So, we're going to try it. I swapped a few things out, but we're going to make it work because I'm not going back to the grocery store to get the exact items that the recipe called for when I had ingredients here that I could substitute with. So, let's go. We are making a peanut butter cookie lasagna. That sounded so good to me. It is a dessert that you wouldn't normally have, you know, even on a monthly basis. But we're going to make this as a special treat for our family dinner this month. We're going to be doing a weenie roast for the grandkids. The kids and grandkids come over. We have a fire pit. We roast weenies, marshmallows, make s'mores if they want to. They carve their pumpkins for Halloween. And we just have a good time outside. So, we're going to make this dessert for our family dinner. You want to take a casserole dish. I'm taking an 8x8. The recipe calls for a 9x13. So I will be making adjustments in this recipe because I don't want a large 9x13. I feel like that will be too much with the other treats that will be available during the family dinner. So we're just going to do a small one. And I will leave the original recipe for the 9x13 down in the description box, so that will be available for you there. But I'll be making adjustments. So since I'm making an 8x8, I will be giving the ingredient amounts in this video for the size that I'm making. So keep that in mind. This recipe calls for 16 ounces of Nutter Butter cookies, the family-sized package. I'm not using Nutter Butters. I'm going to be using the peanut butter cream cookies by Back to Nature. I have found that I just enjoy the taste of these much better than a Nutter Butter. And I am a Nutter Butter fan. I really am. But when I tried these cookies, they taste so much cleaner. They don't taste as chemically as the Nutter Butters to me. So this is what I'm choosing to use. But you want to take your casserole dish and you want to line this dish with these peanut butter cookies. So just throw them out there. I do have about 4 cookies left, so I'm just going to take them and I'm just going to kind of put them down in these little nooks and crannies that I have left here. That way there's nothing left for me to be tempted to eat. Because these cookies right here are really good. Okay, we've got one more. Okay, I think that's going to do it. You want to set this to the side. And you want to get a mixing bowl. To this bowl, you're going to add your cream cheese and your powdered sugar. I'm going to be using about half, so about 4 ounces of this cream cheese. If you're using block cream cheese, you do want it to be room temp. You want it to be softened. To your cream cheese, you want to add about 3/4 of a cup of powdered sugar. This is a 1/4 cup, so I'm going to do 3. And you want to cream your cream cheese and your powdered sugar together. Okay, you want it to be smooth and creamy. Okay, to your cream cheese and powdered sugar mixture, you want to add in 3/4 of a cup of your whipped topping. You just want to fold that in. So I've got my 3/4 of a cup of thawed Cool Whip. I'm going to put your whipped topping just right in that bowl. Get my handy dandy spatula over here. See if we can't get all of that out. Okay, you just want to fold that in. You don't want to mix it with your mixer because you don't want it over mixed. Okay, you want to get your casserole dish with your peanut butter cookies back over here, and you want to take your mixture that you just made up with your cream cheese and powdered sugar and Cool Whip, and you just want to pour that all over the top. Make sure you get it all out of that bowl. You don't want to leave any of that goodness up in there. You just want to spread all of that mixture over those cookies. Just spread it as evenly as you can. Let it get all settled down in those little nooks and crannies. Down in all the little cracks. If you've ever had a peanut butter cookie lasagna, drop me a comment below. Let me know how you liked it. Or let me know how you make yours. I'm making a few minor adjustments to mine because I don't want one as large as what the recipe calls for. And I will be using a few items that are a little different than what the original recipe calls for. Again, set your casserole dish over to the side. Get you another bowl. You want to take your pudding mixture and you want to mix it according to the package directions. So you're going to need your milk. Okay, the recipe that I'm using calls for a 5.9 ounce chocolate pudding mix. Another recipe that I was looking at called for a vanilla pudding mix. Well, I'm using neither. I decided to go with a cheesecake pudding mix, and I'm using the small one because I'm cutting this recipe down. So I'm using the 1 ounce package, and I'm going to mix this. I'm not even going to mix it according to the package directions. I don't follow the rules when I cook. I just kind of do what I want to do. So the directions call for 1 package of this and 2 cups of milk. I'm not going to use 2 cups of milk. I'm going to use either 1.5 or 1 3/4. That's what I'm going to use. I want my pudding just a little bit thicker, so I'm going to go in with my pudding mix. Okay, I'm going in with my milk. There's 1 cup. And there's a half. Let's get that mixed up. There's our pudding. It's nice and thick. And that's how I want it. So, on to the next step. Okay, my next step does not say do this, but again, I do not follow the rules when I cook. My kitchen, my rules, I do my own thing. I'm going to take some of these peanut butter cups, and I've taken them and just kind of broke them up into pieces. They were frozen, so it was really easy to do. My husband likes to keep those in the freezer. He likes them really cold. So I'm just going to take some of these peanut butter cups, and I'm just going to sprinkle them around on that layer of pudding and confectioner's sugar. I just took a handful of them. Just use however many you want. Your kitchen, your rules, right? Okay, our next step is to take our pudding, and you want to layer that pudding on top of that layer. Just take it and spread that pudding out over the other layers. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's going to taste delicious regardless of how it looks. So, and when you're messing with puddings and Cool Whip and things of that nature, it's not going to be beautiful because this stuff has a mind of its own. So just cover it the best you can. Now you want to take some more of your Cool Whip and you want to spread that on top. Make sure it's thawed enough that it will easily spread. Just spread that Cool Whip out over the top of your pudding mix. Now I'm going to take some more of my peanut butter cups, and I'm going to do the same thing as I did before. I'm going to take these. That's all that's left in the package, so I guess that's all I'm using. Because I'm not going to open another package just for a few. So you want to get these chopped up. There you go. There's my chopped peanut butter cups. I'm going to take my peanut butter cookie lasagna, and I'm going to sprinkle these peanut butter cups all over the top. You can also use some crushed peanut butter cookies, like what you used for your bottom layer. If you have any cookies left, you can use those to sprinkle on the top, or you could sprinkle chocolate chips, peanut butter chips, just whatever you want to put on it, or you can leave it bare with nothing on the top. Okay, so there is our peanut butter cookie lasagna. I'm going to put a top on this, and I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. You need to chill it for at least 45 minutes before you slice into it. Mine is going to be chilled for over 24 hours before it is sliced into. But this is something that you can make ahead of time if you're having a party or a get-together, or even for a holiday. Make it the day before, and that's less to do the day of. So there you go. The second recipe today is an oldie but a goodie. It's Rice Krispy treats. I had one of my grandbabies request Rice Krispy treats instead of cupcakes, which was fine with me. Don't have a problem with that at all. I had everything here to make them. So I said, sure. I saw a recipe that actually kicks them up a notch. Well, may actually kick them up 2 or 3 notches. So I did let her know and ask her if she would like to try those instead. She wholeheartedly said yes, she wanted to try those. So today, we're going to be making Millionaire Rice Krispy treats. Come on, Let's go. Okay, for this next recipe, you want to take some butter or cooking spray, whatever you want to use, but I'm going to use butter because you just want to grease your pan. I'm using an 8x8. Just get your pan greased up real good. Okay, you want to get a pot and put it on the stove. You want to turn it on about a medium heat, and you want to add in 2 tablespoons of butter. You want to get that melted down. It's almost completely melted down. You want to get your Rice Krispies and your marshmallows ready. Okay, it calls for 2 cups of mini marshmallows and 2 cups of Rice Krispie cereal. I have a bag of mini marshmallows that has about 2.5 cups left in it. I'm going to use the entire 2.5 cups because I am not putting that back in my pantry. It needs to be used up anyway. So since I'm using 2.5 cups of mini marshmallows, I'm also going to be using about 2.5 cups of Rice Krispie cereal instead of 2. So to your melted butter, you want to take your mini marshmallows, just dump them over in there. You want to start stirring these around so that they'll get melted. Get them all covered in that butter. You can also use marshmallow fluff, or you can use large marshmallows. The size of the marshmallows doesn't really matter. Just use enough. Just make your Rice Krispie treats however you make them. Then follow along with the rest of the recipe for the remainder of it. Okay, I've got my marshmallows melted down. Now you want to take it off of the heat to add your Rice Krispies in. Okay, I've got it off the heat, so I'm going to go in with 2 cups of my Rice Krispies. You want to get that all mixed up together really good, and you have to work quickly because they will start setting up on you. Here's a little tip if you need to use your hands. I've got some gloves and I have got some cooking spray, and I'm just going to spray my glove just a little bit. I can clean that mess up when I'm finished, but I'm going to grease my hands up, and I'm going to switch to my hands for this. I'm going to press mine into this dish. This is still hot, so be careful if you're using your hands. It's not so hot that it's burning me, but I can feel the heat from it through these gloves. But you just want to press that down as evenly as you can into your dish. Just like that. Next, we're going to be making our caramel filling. I'm going to be using caramel bits and heavy whipping cream. The recipe calls for 16 ounces of caramel candies, which is about 60 caramels. It's 1.5 bags of the 11-ounce bags, if that makes sense. But I'm not doing that. I'm going with this. And if it's not as thick of a filling as what the recipe is, that's fine. It's okay. When you're cooking things like this, making things like this, it doesn't have to be exact. Use what you have. Make it fit what you need for you and your family. Just get in the kitchen, have fun, and roll with it. So this is what we're going to use. Now this is an 11-ounce bag of the caramel bits. So I'm thinking I'm just going to use this one whole bag. We'll see what happens. But I'm going to add those to my pot. I'm going to turn that on a low heat. I don't want those melting too fast and burning. To my caramels, I'm going to add some heavy whipping cream. I'm going to start by adding 3 tablespoons. If I need to add some more, I can always add more. I'm going to be keeping a really close eye on it anyway because I'll be over here constantly stirring it. So we're going to try this. Now tell you what, we're going to go with 4. We'll start with 4. If I need to add some more, I can. You want to start stirring that around. Get that good and mixed up because you want this to start melting down. Okay, I'm finally starting to see a little bit of melting action going on over here. Yeah, that's melting down really good. I don't believe I'm going to have to add any more heavy whipping cream at all. I'll continue till it melts completely down. And that's just about got it. You want to melt it down, just keep stirring it until it's nice and smooth. Still have a couple of little chunks in mine, so I'm just going to continue stirring for another minute or so, just to make sure it's all nice and smooth. Once your caramel is all nice and smooth and melted down, oh, doesn't that look good? You want to get your Rice Krispy treats back over there, and you want to take your caramel filling and you just want to pour it all over the top of those Rice Krispy treats. We are taking these Rice Krispy treats to another level. Doesn't that look delicious? Just want to take it and spread it out all over the top of your Rice Krispy treats. Okay, on to our next step. Okay, I've got 4 ounces of my semi-sweet morsels. You can use a bittersweet dark chocolate. You can use just a milk chocolate, but I would think that would make it entirely too sweet with everything that's going on in there. So I'm going to use a semi-sweet, but I've got 4 ounces, and to that I'm going to add about 1.5 to 2 tablespoons of butter. That should be plenty. I'm going to put that in the microwave and I'm going to start melting that down. Okay, my chocolate took about 45 seconds. Now you want to take it and just drop it on top of your caramel. And you want to take a spatula or an icing spatula if you have an offset one. I'm going to use this little knife right here to help me get that off. I don't like how mine did in this, but I'm going to roll with it anyway. We're going to eat this anyway. I'm not about to try. This is what we're going to do. We're just going to spread it. Get it down in there. I probably had my chocolate in, I'm going to say maybe 10 seconds too long, but that's okay. It's not burnt, but it is thicker than it should have been, in my opinion. But it is salvageable. So this is what we're going to do. It's probably not as pretty as what it should be. That's okay. I'll take my losses with my wins. Everything doesn't always turn out like you want it to in the kitchen. Keep that in mind whenever you're making anything. But it's not a total loss. it will still work, and I'm sure it's still just going to be as good as if it was all smooth and pretty. We'll let you know how these turn out when we cut into them. There you go. You have your different layers. This is a Millionaire Rice Krispy treat. We'll cut into these tomorrow night. I'm going to go ahead and cut into this. I'm just going to cut into this corner over here. Look how delicious that looks. I'm going to give it a taste. That is good. I just wanted to try it ahead of time. It still needs to set up a little bit. I just wanted to try it ahead of time because of the issue I had with the chocolate. It tastes just fine. It tastes really good. So we're going to roll with that. We'll see how the kids like it tomorrow night. So that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. 2 great, easy fall desserts. Great for family get-togethers, Halloween, you know, Sunday dessert. Doesn't matter. Good for any time. They were both delicious, even though I had a little uh-oh with the chocolate on the Millionaire Rice Krispies. But both recipes will be in the description box below. I will actually put those in as the original recipes and not the way that I did them. But have fun in the kitchen. Anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Please like this video, share it, leave me a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.
You okay?
What you doing? You painting?
Well, you know Daddy was gonna... Hey, don't do that.
What?
Why are you whispering? Oh, I do.
Got our peanut butter cookie lasagna. Everybody's outside. Looks delicious. I'll show you the inside. Here's the inside. I'm going to take it outside, let them dig into it, and see what they think.
The secret ingredient is pickle juice. Pickle juice.
We're going to let Shane taste it.
I'm the guinea pig.
Yeah.
Well. Oh, we got 2 spoons. Move. Oh, good.
Is it good?
Oh my God.
Hudson, come here.
Yeah, turn. There you go.